Bonjour, mon ami. Welcome to Linda's Thrifty Life, and welcome to Smile Saturday on a Sunday. I'm sorry I didn't get to film this yesterday, but I ended up with one of my horrible headaches, and I didn't want to be grumpy and frowny face when I talked about my last 2 days in Paris. So here we are at day 11. I have 2 days, two days to get myself to the top of the Eiffel Tower and get that picture. So Sunday, which was day 11, we woke up and it was just a beautiful, cool day, but sunny, a little cloudy, but sunny skies. And we were like, yes, a beautiful day. We had had a lot of rain. And this was the view from our street. We were just taking our time. On a Sunday morning, it was pretty quiet. But I kept hearing drums in the distance. Boom, boom, boom. You know, this drumming. And I'm like, I wonder what's going on. And I could kind of see way down the boulevard, I could kind of see people walking by. So I went on the internet and looked it up. They were having a women's foot race. And I was like, oh! And it started somewhere in Paris and it wrapped around the base of the Eiffel Tower. And that was going on. And I was like, you know what that means, right? There's going to be tons of people at the Eiffel Tower because I had thought Sunday morning would be a good day. Well, so we decided to go down and look because you never know. You just don't know. So my cousin and I got ready and we had a backup plan if we couldn't get up. And I knew it wasn't going to happen that Sunday. And I was right. And so we got there and this is the picture, and this is just a few of the people. The lines were wrapped around the bottom of the tower trying to get up to the Eiffel Tower, and I was like, that is not going to happen for us, is it? So our backup plan was to take the river cruise, and we did, and it was lovely. Now, my cousin, who I've explained, did have some issues. Stairs were really hard for her, and you have to go down all these steps to get to the bottom and get to the quay where the tour boats are, the river boats for the Seine. And it took us a while to get her down, but she did, and we knew she could sit, the rest of the ride on the boat. So we got our tickets and we got on the boat. And we sat in the very front of the bottom. And that way I could see both sides. Because this is it, people. This is my one trip. I'm going to soak it in everything I can. So there we are. There's a picture of the two of us. We took a selfie. And then we took the tour. And these are the boats that we were on. And it was a beautiful day. The wind was blowing and it was kind of chilly, but it was just so pretty. The bridges are just amazing works of art. And you go under so many of them. And there's books about all the bridges of Paris, the bridges over the Seine in Paris, because they really are works of art. Look at that. And that's just one of the bridges. And they have just amazing things. We did see Notre Dame from the boat. We unfortunately were not able to go to Notre Dame between the rain and just, a lot of different things. And I knew my cousin would never be able to do all those steps. So it was on my list, but it was not at the top of my list. I absolutely got to everywhere I wanted to see that was on the top of my list. And this was there. I did want to see it, and I did see it from the river, and so I was happy. I wish now, especially after the fire, that I had been able to go in, but I wasn't, and that's okay. I have no regrets. So here we are as we're coming back. You can see, if you can see, I don't know, it's a dark picture, but these are the boats. And you can see it starting to cloud up. But the Eiffel Tower is just, I can't tell you how many pictures I took of this beautiful Eiffel Tower. I just snapped away because, of course, I had my camera and my battery and my backup battery fully charged. So we finished that tour and we went back to the apartment, and we had dinner that night, and we had one more full day left in Paris. So the next day, day 12, it is cloudy, rain expected, and my cousin is like, it's all for you. You go. I'm staying here. I'm resting up for the trip home. And the day before had worn her out. So I packed up my little tote bag, and I had, my battery backup, my fully charged, camera. I was not making that mistake again. I had a little snack with me. I had water. I had everything I needed. I even took the bus there in case I had to stand in line for hours. I didn't want to wear my legs out. It wasn't that long a walk, but, when you're 60 something and it's a really long, if it was a 2 or 3 hour wait in line, then I just wanted to be as fresh and ready to go as I could. So I get off the bus, I walk up to the Eiffel Tower, and the line is so short. I'm like, really? This was meant to be. Took me 30 minutes, that's all, to get in line, get my ticket, go through security, and get to the elevator. So I get to the first level, and it's just beautiful. It's Paris, and it's beautiful. I took several pictures. I didn't print them all out. Some are on my blog, which I might list below in case you are interested in going and reading and looking at the pictures of my trip to Paris. So I was just taking pictures, and of course I needed to take a picture of myself. So this was the first picture I took, my selfie. Yay! There is a picture of me at the top of the Eiffel Tower. That's why I'm wearing this, by the way. And this is the scarf I wore all over Paris. So that was a selfie. And people, of course, were taking pictures all over the place. And people were so lovely about offering to help you take pictures. So it started raining. A storm came up, the clouds, the wind was blowing, the rain was whipping, and it was like, whoa! So a lot of people were leaving, but not me. I got in line to go up to the next level. I wasn't done. So I go up to the top level, and finally the storm moves away, and it clears. And this is a picture I took of up, I'm as high as you can go they don't let you go up all the way there. This is the second observation level. So I got a few pictures. Yay! Oh, more pictures. I wanted to make sure I had a picture, and people were so kind. You can see I'm gripping my hands there like this because it was cold, and all I had was this little thin jacket on. So then, this really was meant to be my last thing I did in Paris. I stood up there and I thought about the trip. I thought about the gift that my daughter had given me. I thought about the year of planning and how exciting it was. And then this trip of a lifetime. I had enjoyed every second of it. I loved Paris. It was a dream come true. It was better than I ever imagined it could be. It just filled my soul. The light, the air, the views, the culture, just listening to people speak on the street or in the restaurants. I just soaked it in, and I was so happy. So this trip had started in the Paris Eiffel Tower in Las Vegas with a glass of champagne. And they had a little champagne bar there at the Eiffel Tower. So I bought a little glass of champagne. And I toasted to my trip, to my daughter. Thank you, Ashley, for the trip of a lifetime, for just blessing me with something that I never thought would happen. And then someone took the final picture of me at the Eiffel Tower. And this is the one. This is Ashley's picture. It's the picture for Ashley. Here it is. It might not be so glary. Well worth the wait. So I took my time. I didn't want to leave, but you know, after you stand up there and it was cold, the wind had come back up and it was cold. So I finally left. I stopped at the gift shop. I got my little Eiffel Tower. You could buy them anywhere in Paris, but I wanted to buy mine from the Eiffel Tower gift shop. So I bought my Eiffel Tower. I bought a couple of Eiffel Towers. I gave a different one. I gave one to Ashley and Sarah, and you know, but these were mine. And so I left and I went back, and that night we had our last dinner in Paris and we finished packing. It was truly an amazing time. So the next morning, our limo. It was a cab, a car, a car. It wasn't like a big limo. It was a car picked us up and took us to the airport, and we checked in and we checked our bags. And the trip back was much easier because it was daytime, and so I would be getting back late, but I had already, you know, acclimated to the time change, and so I had a good trip back. You know, everybody was awake on the plane. It was not like people sticking you with their elbows like it was going over. Watched some movies, ate, had a great time. So we land in New York, and of course we have to get our suitcases and go through customs. So my cousin was going to be staying in New York one night and then catching her plane to Houston the next day. She didn't have a connecting flight that worked for her that night, but I did. I was going on home. So we get there and we go to luggage claim, and guess whose bag didn't make it? I know. I could not believe that my suitcase got lost going to Paris and coming back from Paris. I'm standing there literally with my mouth open going, you have got to be kidding me. What was it about my suitcase? I can't find a picture of it. If I find it, I'll show it to you on another day. But it was this bright pink suitcase that I had found on sale at Ross, and it was the perfect size. It was my color. I could not believe my suitcase didn't make it. So I talked to the people there. So my cousin went on because she goes through the airports in a wheelchair because she just can't walk that much. So she left because she had a ride to the hotel and she needed to do all that. So we said our goodbyes there, and she's just like, I'm so sorry. I said, me too. But we had a wonderful time. So we were, that was fine. So I checked with the airlines, and they said, well, because your final destination is Atlanta, you have to go file your luggage claim there, which I guess made sense. So I flew to Atlanta, just kind of shaking my head the whole time. And I was starting to get a little upset because on my carry-on, I had brought a lot of my souvenirs, but I had not brought this because at the time, it was a pointy thing, and I would have been very upset if they had told me I couldn't bring that on the plane and I lost my Eiffel Tower from the Eiffel Tower. So I had checked it in my luggage along with, all the clothes I bought in Paris and all of my, so many things. So I get to Atlanta, and Sarah was coming to pick me up, and I texted her and told her, I'll be at the luggage, at the luggage claim office. She just was like, really? I said, yep. So I went in and I filed my claim and everything. They couldn't even find, how the luggage tags scan? They couldn't even tell me where it was. They had no idea where my suitcase was at all. So I will tell you, I was pretty upset. So I get back and it takes a few days. They finally find my luggage and they will deliver it to me. When it finally gets to me, there is a chunk this big missing out of the side of it. It was one of those harder shell suitcases. There was a chunk missing out of it. It was shredded, and they had wrapped it with some tape. And the tag on it said, delayed. It didn't say damaged, torn to pieces. No, it said delayed. So I took all sorts of pictures after the guy delivered it to. Is it okay? And I'm like, well, no, obviously it's not okay, but thank you for bringing my luggage. He was just the courier. He was just a delivery guy. So, long story short, I went through a claims process and I got, they refunded me. They gave me credit for, they paid me for my damaged suitcase. Luckily, nothing but this little white jacket was the only thing that got ruined. And it was old, but it was one of my favorite little jackets, but still. So I was blessed. Everything finally got to me. And I had an amazing trip to Paris. Sarah loved the picture, and it truly was. I truly was meant to go to the Eiffel Tower for my last day. Excuse me. Oh, all this talking. So thank you for hanging in there with me on the Paris trip. If you've enjoyed my Smile Saturday stories, stay tuned. There might be more. So I will talk to you later. I do have Sunday Share coming up, and I'm hoping to actually do it on Sunday. So thank you, my friends. And Paris was amazing. Bye now.